It's really tiny, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And you know, I heard that it's quite quiet.
It's quite quiet.
It's quite quiet, and it also has a good feel to it. And I think
Yeah.
that's great. You know, with it not being very loud. You know, you can use it for video really well.
For video and street photography, I think this is a really nice lens.
Yeah.
I want to shoot it now. Are you ready for some autofocus tests?
Always.
Always. Let's go.
Today on Evidently Something, we have a special little fellow with us. The new Fuji 23mm f2 weather-resistant lens. It's kind of the small brother to Fuji's well-regarded f1.4 version. But don't judge by the size. This lens comes packed with great new features and it has the potential to become a big player in the kit of many Fuji camera shooters.
The f2 has a significantly firmer aperture ring that feels excellent, and now also is more clicky. Paired with X-series cameras, it appears like a natural and perfect match. The fit and finish of the lens is superb, in typically Fuji fashion. The all-metal construction makes using the aperture and focus rings a pleasure. It's just a little bit taller than the recently introduced 35mm, and still this is just a fun little lens. So how does the new f2 compare to its older 1.4 brother? Both produce amazingly sharp images and both have a similar build quality. It mainly comes down to three things: the price, the size and the extra f-stops. The f1.4 is one of the heftier lenses in the Fuji system and retails for about $900 currently. It has a metal body and a super smooth aperture ring. Compared to that, the new f2 is just about half the size, and as I said, also comes built out of metal and costs just about $450. Also, the autofocus is now super fast. Half the price and half the size, so why would anyone pick the 1.4 over the new f2? Well, obviously the extra f-stops bring you a bit more of an extra shallow depth of field. To better separate the foreground from the background, in settings like this one here, or mostly for portraits, you may find yourself longing for exactly that special bokeh in a photo. At f1.4 you can achieve quite a bit of nicer bokeh, depending on how close you get to your subject. For this image, for example, there is a clearly visible difference in the bokeh. In a typical portrait scenario, the extra f-stop may matter to you to make your subject stand out from the background even more. The background here is not necessarily drastically different, but the new f2 lens produces kind of a busier background blur, whereas the 1.4 renders the background visibly smoother. Take a close look at the leaves in this shot, where the aperture of the 1.4 can play out its strength. Even when comparing them both at the same f2 aperture, the 1.4 still offers a smoother background. The new f2 also rendered slightly different colors for us with more contrast and more color saturation. In most of our scenarios, like street photography, landscape or architecture, the extra bokeh though was practically rarely missed. And the smaller size makes the f2 such a nifty and great companion to the XT2. We didn't want to take it off really. We found the lens to show a little bit of vignetting at the widest f2 aperture. This goes away at about f5.6. We heard a lot of good remarks about the sharpness of this lens, and it is very sharp indeed. Even wide open there is very little to complain about. Great quality, excellent sharpness. But there is a catch. Be aware that when focusing at a close distance, with an open aperture, the f2 suddenly falls off the sharpness throne. The images become blurry, very blurry indeed, so much so that we thought we might have gotten the defunct one. But this issue seems to be the norm, as other people are reporting. So for now, stay away from all too close distances at the widest aperture. Here at f2.8 and even better at f4, the lens gives you the nice sharp quality again. This has got to be one of the nicest lenses I have ever used. It's super sharp, the price is right, it is pretty lightweight considering it's built out of metal. It looks good on our XT2, it looks good on the X Pro 2, it just fits those bodies very well. It's super quiet when focusing. If you are dependent on a clickless aperture for video production, this might not be for you. But all in all, this is a great value for money and I can totally recommend this. If you have any comments, let us know below. See you soon.